Okay, today we're going to look at a nice, simple exercise in a slightly weird classroom with a big step, so I might have to move backwards and forwards, and the aircon is right at the back of my head, which isn't ideal. So today we're going to look at page 16, 17, Singapore Explorer. Singapore Explorer. So, brief introduction to this. What this is a sales letter. Now, most of you are never going to see these in your lifetime. As we keep saying in this book, correspondence is a little bit irrelevant to us because things have moved on. This would have been a letter sent to your house to try and get you to buy a magazine. Now, a magazine is also vaguely irrelevant to you at this point. This would have been replaced these days with a website, with a subscription. This would now be a mailing list. This would be sent out by email. In fact, we've reached a point in the development of marketing where even an email list is now irrelevant. As a writer myself, I'm encouraged to set up my email list. So people subscribe to my email list. I send the news about upcoming products. But we've reached a point where capturing people's emails is now considered rude and an affront on your privacy, and nobody wants to do it. So no one will subscribe to your website if you ask them to give you your email address out, because nobody wants the hassle of getting spam email from you. And even if your website doesn't keep people's email addresses for spam, somebody will. If you store somebody else's email and you sign up to a subscription mailbox so that you can send an email to lots of people at once, the company that does that for you will steal those email addresses and sell them to a marketing company. So there's no way around it. If a customer gives their email address to you, they will be spammed. So we've reached a point where now this is completely irrelevant, and the thing that's replaced it is also largely irrelevant. These days, if you want to brand something and you want to sell some marketing, you're really going to do it through social media, and even that has also now become irrelevant. You can't just post on social media. You can't say, I have a product, it's fantastic, look at it on social media. Social media has now reached the point where if you do that, it will suppress you. It'll keep you down. The algorithms will keep you suppressed until you give them money. So things like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, even some of the smaller ones like Instagram, they won't promote you in any way unless you pay them to do so. So the algorithms will keep you on the basic rung of the ladder, right down the bottom until you pay them. So none of these things now work, and we've gone back full circle, and the only way to do any kind of marketing is to pay a marketing company. And that's what this is all about. Now, years ago, it would have been basically your address. They would have sent you a letter to your address advertising this product. So you would have had a look at the letter, and you would have been encouraged by various different offers, maybe a free gift, or please subscribe within 10 days for a special discount, some kind of free gift. And that was how it was pitched. It was pitched that if you're quick, you can have this free thing, even that you never wanted before. And it got really, really out of hand. These letters would come in offering the world and would then basically deliver almost nothing. There were magazines like this in Star Trek and Star Wars, things like this, things like popular branded TV shows. And they would be delivered every month, and they would have a little piece of a gift in them, and you'd collect the gift parts and put together some kind of poster or sticker book or something like that. And then when you work out the cost of the run of these things, it would run to the thousands. There was a guy on YouTube putting together a spaceship model, and he's buying the magazine. So the magazine comes in every week and you get a little piece of a spaceship and you screw it all together, and it works out something like £2,500. So something like $3,500 to put together a toy spaceship that would have probably cost you $200. It's crazy, crazy prices. That's why it's worth doing the marketing, because these things are kind of, let's be honest, they're kind of a scam. Nobody will ever brand and market to you a bottle of water. No one's ever going to email you and say, do you know what, drink more water, it's very good for you, because you know it's good for you. No one's going to try and sell you healthy food. We always sell something that nobody wants. And that's how marketing works. If it was something that you wanted and needed, you would go out and find it for yourself and get it. No one does that. People market and brand stuff to you that you don't know you want, and then they try and create desire. They try and create a connection between themselves and you to make you want something that you don't want. We do that by changing details. We do that by selling an idea. We do that by connecting an emotion to a need. We see this all the time with cars and motorcycles. the latest Scoopy. I'm seeing them all around the streets at the moment. It's the latest motorcycle people are riding around on. And all they've done is taken the old one and changed some of the coloured panels. So people now connect the idea of a brand new motorcycle with the idea of being special. I'm special, I've got the latest one. Does it do anything differently to a 5-year-old Scoopy? Absolutely not. But we're branding the emotional desire, and that's what sells. Unfortunately, a flaw in the human condition means that we will always buy something that emotionally takes us to where we want to be, that makes us feel like the person we really believe we are. That's what sells. People will crawl over the shattered remains of their dying grandmother to get something they want instead of something they need. So the job of the marketer is to make you think you want it. Somehow it'll appeal to you emotionally. Now this is the Singaporean Explorer magazine. Now this would have been a magazine to show you around Singapore, to try and get the tourist industry puffed up, to try and get people to visit Singapore. Now this is a long time ago when this book was published, when Singapore wasn't a rich or particularly well-developed country. It was on the way, but Singapore famously took all of their GDP, their gross domestic product, and they invested it massively in education. And they developed a very well-educated young generation that basically established their country in a few years. Within a few decades, Singapore went from almost nothing to becoming the most expensive city-stroke country in the world to live in. And it did that by investing massively in education. And this is part of that. They started developing their tourist industry so that they had some money to spend on developing themselves. It was a clever strategy and it worked. So this is part of that. So the Singapore Explorer Club would have been a magazine sent out to people to try and encourage them to come and see Singapore and to spend their money in Singapore, to drop their dollars and then go away, leaving the Singapore economy just a little bit stronger. So let's have a look at this letter. So I'll read it through to you and I'll try and present it in a way that perhaps it would be presented today rather than just me reading it from the text. Okay. Dear Mr. Muhammad, you have been selected as one of an exclusive few to receive this unique opportunity that includes the Ultimate Consumer's Guide, free. Say yes to free home delivery and receive a free gift. So many people delight in exploring the pages of Singapore Explorer every quarter. It's adventure at your doorstep. And now you can too. Simply place the Ultimate Consumer's Guide sticker over the yes in the order form and enjoy a 1-year subscription to Singapore Explorer at just $39.80. It's the most up-to-date report on the best of Singapore, from the most scrumptious food, to the best deals of the month, to the most exciting events and much more, delivered right to your doorstep. Plus, of course, you'll receive the Ultimate Consumer's Guide free with your paid subscription. More than just a magazine. Singapore Explorer isn't just a beautifully presenting magazine, it's a whole lot more. When you subscribe, you automatically become a member of the Singapore Explorer Society. You will receive a membership card entitling you to savings from hundreds of participating companies, including your own Singapore Explorer stores, stockists, mail order, and website. www.singaporeexplorer.com.sg. Plus, you'll receive an informative members newsletter once every 2 months. In addition, each issue comes with a beautifully illustrated poster or pull-out map. Subscribe within 14 days for your free copy of the Ultimate Consumer's Guide. Simply paste the Ultimate Consumer's Guide sticker on the yes in your Singapore Explorer subscription certificate and return your subscription certificate in the postage-paid envelope provided. As soon as we receive your payment, we'll send you your free copy of the Ultimate Consumer's Guide. But hurry! Stocks are limited. Yours sincerely, Marla Rajamsi, or something. P.S. To ensure delivery of your free copy of the Ultimate Consumer's Guide, you must reply within 14 days for some reason. So let's have a look at these answers. Answers 1 through 8. Not the hardest thing in the world. So number 1, what is the purpose of this letter?
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
When you boil it right down to what this comes down to, this is a marketing letter. This is designed to get you inspired to sign up to this letter, to this subscription service. It's using all the tricks in the trade. Say yes to free home delivery and receive a free gift, a gift that you don't need and don't want.
Sounds like a crappy deal.
Sign up within 14 days. Hurry! Stocks are limited. Every trick you can think of, they're throwing at you. The idea of this is to simply get you to buy into the product, to get you to collect this magazine. I'm not sure who would possibly want this. Who would possibly want a year's subscription to Explore Singapore?
How about no?
Okay, number 2. What is the persuasive technique involved in saying the reader has been exclusively selected to receive this unique opportunity? This is an old trick. Persuasive techniques like this, there's loads of them used in this letter. There's quite a few. Receive this unique opportunity, exclusive. These words make us feel special. If I said to you, you're exclusive, you're the only person that has this product, then you feel special about owning it. You feel like you're one of an elite group. Everybody wants to feel more special than everybody else. It's human nature. We all want to succeed, and it's exploited by these kind of idiots. The idea is to make you feel like you've got something that nobody else can have, and that makes you special. So we're feeding into the idea that everybody wants to feel special by creating a uniqueness for them. And we see this in everything. Motorcycles, they always make a unique one, a special one. And all it is usually is a different paint job. It's rarely got anything that's actually special about it. But we see this all the time. We see motorcycles finished in the racing colours, as raced by this driver that you're not. You're nothing like him, but your bike is the same colour, so it makes you feel special. You're just the same as him, even though you can't ride as well and you don't get paid millions of dollars a year. You like him because your bike is also red. It's a trick. It's a horrible trick. It's like charging too much in a restaurant. It makes you feel like you're the special one that can afford to eat there. It makes you feel like you're a part of a special group, or you're better than everybody else.
I'm special.
Unique opportunity. That is a complete oxymoron. Unique means that it's a one-off. How can a magazine be a one-off when a magazine absolutely relies on having as many people as possible subscribe to it? The magazine wouldn't exist if it was literally sent out to one person. There's no way that could possibly happen. So it's all nonsense. It's all done to create a desire. It's all done to create an emotional context and emotional connection between you and the product. And that's all this is about. So never fall into these traps. All of these words, when you actually get right down to it and analyze what this says, it's all nonsense. What gift is being offered? You can have a subscription to the Ultimate Consumer's Guide, which is never really expanded on. We don't know what it is, we don't know why we want it, but it's free. The Ultimate Consumer's Guide. Who cares? It's like giving away a free t-shirt. They used to do this with comic books and magazines. I remember as a kid when we used to have magazine shops, it was like the internet only made of paper. And they'd put the magazine inside an envelope, clear plastic, and they'd put a free gift. And the gift would be something very small that you could buy yourself for a few pennies. It was absolutely worthless. But because it had a free gift, we thought, I want it. Just a complete trick. How can the reader be persuaded to buy a subscription to the magazine when the word free in capital letters in bold and in a bigger font is used? The reader can be persuaded to buy a subscription by getting to feel like they're getting something that's better than free. Now this is actually something I use as a writer, the concept of the philosophy of better than free. Now what this is, and this works in marketing everywhere. If you could have a movie for free, would you then go out and buy it?
Oh, hell no.
And the simple answer is yes, and everybody does it all the time.
What is this idiot babbling about?
Terrestrial TV gives you free movies. You can go and watch a free movie anytime you want just by turning on the TV. But people go to the cinema, people buy DVD box sets or Blu-ray box sets. People do that because there is something that's better than free. You can either get the basic movie, which is going to have adverts in it, which is going to be in low quality, which is going to be run on TV, you don't get to choose when to watch it, or if it's very good, you can buy the box set of it, and then you can watch the extra features, you can find out more, you can see it in better quality, you can see it at your convenience. You could join a streaming service and get it whenever you want it, or you could get it first, you could get it earlier than other people, or you could go to the cinema and get a totally different experience where you're watching it on a huge screen with fantastic sound around you, because those things are better than the free version. And it's the same with music. You can listen to the radio, or these days we don't have radio much anymore, we have the internet, we stream our music, and we can have it on YouTube. But it's also better to buy it. We still buy our music because it's better than getting the free version. So better than free works. So they can say, yeah, all this is free, but you can get more by giving us money. So you can have the free version's right there for you. But if you want the full service, if you want the full package, give us some money and you'll get the rest. And that's how it works. That's how all subscription services work. That's how Netflix works. That's how televisions and movies have always worked. That's how music's always worked. That's how all media is packaged to the audience. How can giving readers a time limit of 14 days to respond, persuade them to act on information in the letter? Giving you a deadline always gives you a kick, gives you an emotional instability. You all know what I'm talking about. I've given you homework last weekend, and all of you probably left it to the last minute, because that last minute gives us an impetus, it gives us a kick that makes us think, oh, I've got to do this now because it's due in 10 minutes. We're all the same. We all try and leave things because we're all busy and we try and schedule our time. This is my free time, this is work time, this is extra time for doing projects. We have that time limit. So we try and spread our time out as best we can, and we try and work things out so that everything gets a fair chance, and we end up scheduling things later. But giving you a time limit makes it more important. It makes it seem like you could miss out on this opportunity. If I said to you, everybody that emails me in the next 10 minutes won't have to do the homework this week, then every single one of you would think, I've only got 10 minutes to get something I really want. And you'd all be on the email. If I said you've got a week to send me an email to do the homework, and the homework's going to take you 10 minutes, nobody would bother for the first 2 days. And that's a fact of human nature.
You must be reading my mind.
How many members' newsletters will a subscriber receive each year? 1 year subscription at just $40. Six, so it's every 2 months. Wow, for $40. And that's 15 years ago, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money today. And this is one of the great things about the internet, $40 to receive 6 copies. Now the website would be effectively free, and all you do is get it paid for with advertising or a subscription service where you pay $2 or $3. $40 is a lot of money. And again, this is an old book. The second person pronoun you is frequently used in the letter. How is this used as a persuasive technique? It works because it feels like you're being spoken directly to. Because the letter says you, it's talking to you. When I say directly looking at you and I talk to you, it feels more personal. Even if I'm doing it in class. When I look at the camera, it feels like I'm being honest and it feels like I'm being forthright. Presidents of the United States have lost their job by not being good at talking to a camera and looking away. It made them look like they were hiding something. The wrong kind of body language makes you look suspicious. So talking directly to the camera makes me connect directly with you and makes you feel like you're a part of this. Same with the wording in this. By using the word you, it feels like this is a first person talking directly to you, and it feels personal. It feels like you're connected to the person writing this letter, even though you're not, even though this letter's been sent out to 100 people. It's a trick I use in stories. If I need to write a short story of only a few thousand words and I need to connect the audience to the character quickly, I'll use first person perspective. So it says, I am going here, I am doing this, and you straight away, it feels like somebody's telling you a story and it connects you directly to the character quickly. That's what first-person perspective is very good at, and it's a trick to get you into the idea that you're being involved in a conversation one-on-one, and it is a trick. What effect is the sentence, "but hurry, stocks are limited," meant to have on the reader? Exactly the same as saying you've only got a time limit. Stocks are limited. Can you imagine that that was true? They're printing this magazine off by the thousand, and they're saying stocks are limited. But how do they know how many people are going to buy into this magazine? How many people are going to sign up for this? They have no idea. So stocks are limited is a ridiculous thing to say, but again, it gives you the idea that there aren't many copies of this magazine, and if you want one, you've got to be quick and you've got to go for it, because otherwise you're going to miss out. And that's another trick. All of these things are tricks to get you to take up this offer and to think, this will make my life better in some unfathomable way. There was actually a song from the early 90s, I think it was, and it was a terrible dance music track. I can't remember the name of the band. It was just, they didn't matter, they were terrible. But they were pretty smart, because they had in the chorus the lyrics, "If you buy this record, your life will be better." And that is exactly how they market this kind of rubbish to you. If you give us your money, we will make your life better in some way. You know, the music will make you feel better. The movie will give you an emotional connection to the world. This product will make you feel like you've got something special that other people don't have. You'll have this connection to Singapore that you don't want. All of these things are tricks, and it's up to you not to fall into them. Once you know how they work, you won't. Read through this again, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see that it's trying to get you motivated in the same way that your teachers try and get you motivated to do your homework. We shorten your deadlines. We tell you how important it is over and over again until you believe it. This thing does the same. Hammers this message home until you believe what they're selling. Once you know how they sell this crap, you won't buy into it. As I said before, nobody is ever going to market you a bottle of water or a bag of apples, because you know you need that stuff to stay healthy. No one's ever going to sell you the good things that you actually need in life. No one's going to advertise the local market. All we ever do is sell stuff by creating an emotional need to things that you don't want. Okay, we try and make you want them. I mean, think about Coca-Cola. It's carcinogenic. It's literally killing you. But you'd rather buy that than a bottle of water, and it's almost the same price, because you've had it marketed to you that somehow it's delicious. And it isn't. It isn't. It's just that you've got used to something that actually tastes pretty awful. And that's how it works. We've developed this need and this emotional connection to it. So don't fall into those tricks. This is how it works. This is pure marketing of the most callous kind. And I think it's probably worth going through this. I do think that this kind of correspondence is out of date, but I think the messages in here are still relevant and will be relevant for years to come.
Man, it's marketing!
So I hope you've got something from this. Thank you for your attention.
Marketing. Marketing. Super. Super.
Boom.